Hey guys, and welcome to video 1 on our 3-part short series dealing with stress, anxiety, and creating healthier habits. Video number 1 that we're about to kick off with now is dealing with stress. Now, if stress were a person, he would be an absolute arsehole of a person. No one would want to hang out with him. He would increase our stress hormone cortisol, leading to weight gain, high blood pressure, increased likelihood of developing disease like type 2 diabetes, increasing our chance of heart attacks, and creating a whole heap of issues around mental health. If stress were a person and he had an actual name, it would be the Grim Reaper. When we're in a constant stress state, our sympathetic nervous system is activated, and this is going to slow down our metabolism. It's going to increase inflammation. It's going to increase the likelihood of developing insulin resistance. Our digestion is inhibited, and also our decision making is impaired, which can lead to poor health choices and poor lifestyle choices in general. We have biological or chemical stress, which is in the processes of the body. We have mental and emotional stress, which is in relation to thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. We have spiritual stress, which is in relation to our connections. And we also have structural stress, which is internally in the body in regards to bones, muscles, joints, etc. Now, along with a healthy diet and exercise, stress or de-stressing is actually the next most significant thing that we can do to help keep us away from developing disease. This is a pretty crazy statistic. Now, in today's day and age, stress is everywhere. It's at home, it's at work, it's internally, it's up here. It's with our kids, it's with our car breaking down, it's everywhere. It is guaranteed that stress will find you. That is 100% guaranteed. I don't care if you are a house cleaner, if you are a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a multimillionaire, if you're a uni student, stress will find you. That is guaranteed. But it is your job and your responsibility, if you want to remain healthy and happy, to make time to de-stress. And the key word here is make time. Don't try and find it, because you will fail. If you're like most of us that have a job and a house and a family and responsibilities and a life, you're not going to find time. It's not under your rug. It's not up your sleeve. It's not in the kitchen behind me. You're not going to find time. You need to make time. Okay? You need to make time. You need to make a conscious effort to make time and prioritize it. Otherwise, nothing will change and stress will keep showing up and ruining all aspects of your life. And I can hear some of you saying already, finding time, making time, it's not going to happen. I'm so busy. I've got 3 jobs, a husband, I'm the coach of the soccer team, I do blah, 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 blah. Stress, if this sounds like you, you're probably one of the people that needs to find and make this time, should I say, more than anybody else. Okay? Because if you don't, chances are that it's already got its hooks into everything you do. It's probably affecting your work productivity. It's probably already showing up in your relationships. It's affecting how snappy you are with your kids or your partner or your friends. It's probably showing up in limiting your sleep and affecting how you eat. Okay? So if you feel like you don't have time to make time to de-stress, you're probably one of the people that you need to do it more than anything. And de-stressing doesn't have to be, I'm going to the beach for an hour and a half to just sit. De-stressing can be a 5-minute meditation in the morning. It can be sitting outside and having a cup of tea in the afternoon. It can be reading a book rather than engaging in TV or social media before bed. De-stressing activities will be individual for the individual. They're going to be different for everybody. And it's about identifying ways in which de-stressing activities can help you reduce that cortisol and help you stay on an even keel that are going to then filter, that de-stressing is going to filter into all other areas of your life. Now, the opposite of stress is relaxation. No prizes here for this information. But when we are relaxed, it is impossible to be stressed. Okay, so a little simple notion But to get our head around it, when we are relaxed, we cannot be stressed. So rather than sort of focusing on stresses and de-stressing, which can be the negative, and we can have that negative affiliation with the word stress, we can say, okay, well, if we're relaxed and we're calm, we cannot be stressed. So how do I get this? How do I get relaxed? How do I get calm? Okay, and again, those activities will be individual for the individual. But you, my friend, your goal is to de-stress and to find peace and be calm if you want anything else to change. So one great activity that we can do to help de-stress is finding what works for us. And as I've previously mentioned, this is going to be different for everyone. So journaling before bed is a really, really powerful one. I've got a lot of clients that do it, that suffer with anxiety and depression, and have trouble sleeping as well. So by drawing and extracting it out of our head and putting it on paper, and it's tangible, we can push it off to the side and deal with it the next day. So journaling is one, especially if sleep is an issue with you. Meditation is one that I personally use to help deal with anxiety and stresses. Taking your dog for a walk, reading, listening to music, exercising, going for a drive to the beach. I've got some clients that get massages or do yoga. So again, as I've mentioned, this list will be as individual and unique as the individual. So start a list, literally start a list. Start writing down ways in which help you de-stress. So some of these are going to be big things like go on a holiday or take the boat out and go skiing or fishing. What we want, they're fantastic, but we want things that we can use instantly. We want things in our toolbox that are sitting in our pocket that we can draw on whenever a stressful situation arises. So going on a holiday to Bali, where I've been for 2 weeks, was so relaxing. It was amazing. But when I'm at work or if I'm stressed, I can't just go, yep, going to Bali for 2 weeks. Okay, so we want things that we can use in short term, that we can literally, don't need anything necessarily physical or tangible to have to de-stress, like a boxing bag, which is obviously a great de-stressor, but we want at least a couple on our list that we can just draw on at any time. Now, one de-stressing activity that is hugely, hugely helpful, and I use this personally, and I use this in our 12-week program, 12 Weeks to Wellness, is mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is a bit of a buzzword at the moment. A lot of people sort of know what it is and sort of don't, and sort of use it to some degree. So for me, how I explain mindfulness is about being present with our mind, with our bodies. It involves just being in the moment, and it involves acceptance, letting go, peace, and contentment with what is. Okay, so being mindful involves 100% engaging in what you are doing. Okay, not doing too many things at once. And this is one that I found very hard. I found I'm constantly doing multiple things and trying to be efficient, and often it causes more stress, and it causes the things that I'm trying to do with more efficiency to be subpar. Now, I hear a lot of you saying, Mick, are you freaking kidding me? I'm a mum. How can I not do, or I'm a dad, or I'm a uni student, or whatever the case may be, saying, how can I not do more than one thing at once? Multitasking is what I do. It's how I get shit done, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. So this is how I look at mindfulness in a day. So to me, I'm pretty much up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm in bed by about 9:30. And in that time, I have a 15-minute meditation in the morning. I have a boot camp session. I race home to see my son and my wife. Then I go to the gym and I PT for about 4 hours. Then I train myself for an hour. I come home, I do work and programming and videos and business stuff like this. I go back to work, have probably another 4 hours of PT, boot camp for an hour, often a coaching call at an hour at night. Then it's family time, and then I'm reading. So most days are pretty jam-packed, okay? And I try and, how I associate mindfulness with my days and to help de-stress and stay on an even keel is basically this, actually. So if you didn't see that, it says be here now. And it's a philosophy and something that I've read that's sort of taken over my life. Be in the moment, be here, be present. Now, also part of that tattoo is elements of peace and gratitude, which are things that I live by and are instilled in me literally now in ink. So with mindfulness, how I sort of associate it through the day is I have different hats. Yeah, literally different hats. And I was going to do this video and change hats, but it's going to get awkward and I don't have that many hats. But anyway, what I mean by having hats is when I'm in my meditative state in the mornings, I have my meditation hat on. I'm mindful, I'm present, I'm in the zone, I'm at peace with my thoughts, and I'm going through the practice. When I'm at boot camp or one of my group programs, I'm in group trainer hat. I'm not thinking about my meditation, I'm not thinking about my son or the work to do later that day or the programs that I need to write. I'm in my group trainer hat. When I'm training PT clients, I have my PT hat on. I'm running clients through sessions, I'm helping them with any sort of mental roadblocks that they've got, pushing them to the degree in which I know that they can be responsive and get the best out of their sessions. When it's me time and I'm training in the gym, I'm not worried about writing programs. I'm not worried about, reading a blog in between sets about something. It's me time. It's training time, and I have my trainer hat on. And I love exercise. It's amazing. It helps me de-stress, and it's a really important part of my life. When I get home, if my son and wife are at home, I'm in dad and or husband mode, and I forget about business. I forget about things. I'm playing with motorbikes or reading books or watching the Wiggles or whatever it happens to be with my son, or chatting to my wife and listening about her day. So you can see how different hats, and imagining you have different hats that you put on and different sort of roles to play in your life, can be beneficial when it comes to mindfulness. And a lot of us obviously have different roles. We might be parents, we might be uni students, we might be, business people, and then we've got our own lives as well. So sometimes by thinking about having different hats and putting on a different hat and then stepping into that role and just being with that role and ticking the boxes of the successful attributes of sort of that role. So again, with health coaching, I'm on the phone to clients and I'm helping them modify ingrained habits. I'm listening to their struggles and their successes and seeing how I can help guide them and get them to where they want to be to create healthier and happier lives. So think about mindfulness as having different hats throughout your day and trying not to have too many balls up in the air, because if you do, stress is going to hit the roof and some of those balls are going to drop. Another simple tool that has a lot of scientific backing behind it is deep breathing. I remember whenever I'd be stressed or at uni going into a test or whatever, my dad used to say to me, mate, deep breaths. And I sort of was like, you're a weirdo, Dad. What do you mean? But it's true. As we breathe deeply, it activates our vagus nerve, and our vagus nerve basically controls our relaxation response. It's a huge part of meditation, obviously deep breathing. And I'm going to show you just one breath here, and this is how slow it's meant to be. Okay, so when I do deep breathing in meditation, I go in and out of my nose. It's personal preference, but generally in through your nose is always advised, and then out through your mouth or nose. So this is how a 5-1-5 breath would go. 5 seconds or a count of 5 going in through the nose, holding for 1 second, and then exhaling for a count of 5. So here's how slow it would be. Holding and then exhaling. Now you would repeat this as long as you need to. Yeah, I would always minimum do this for about 5 times, but you can do this for up to 10 times, or again, as long as you have, to help with that relaxation response. It's going to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is also on a biological level going to reduce the release of cortisol, which is our stress hormone. And again, this has a lot of impacts on decreasing inflammation and a whole heap of other health benefits. Now, if stress is a really big issue for you, obviously these things can be of benefit. Other things that can be of huge benefit are vitamins and supplements. B complex vitamins, green tea, magnesium is a great one. There's also ginseng, rhodiola, and a few others. Now, before using any of these, I would consult your healthcare professional, your GP, to make sure these are suitable for you.